Welcome Big Ring viewers, a little late this week unfortunately, sorry about that guys. Big Ring viewers will know this is the TBR Handicap Epic KOM tonight. The original and the best handicap race on Zwift and the hardest ride going around. As we join the riders for rollout, look to be 13 or so in the pen this week. The tour's over, we can move on with the rest of our lives. Hopefully get back on the bike and do some training as we watch the group roll out. And Scott Riddell, known to TBR riders and viewers, powerhouse, looking to perhaps have some tech issues early on here. He's 3 seconds off the back in the neutral. We'll look to see if he can make that gap up in the neutral. I'd imagine he would. Very experienced. He knows what this race format requires, has been a multiple victor. Joel Burns deigning us with his presence tonight. Online banter just ratcheting up between Burns and Heavey. The following ride, next Monday's ride, is the KOM again, so we'll see if the banter can turn to pedal power. As we see who's with us today, Kuduma out of Japan seems to have identified himself as a doper at this stage, so he won't be eligible. Whitford, Nisbet, Matt Smith, Gary Wilson, formerly Wygo outside. Burns we've mentioned. The Spudmaster new. Looks like Bailey in there from the UK, McBrien and Wilson, as we see now the go at the base of the KOM. And it is Tom Nisbet looking to be potentially the lightweight this week at 92 kilograms, first to go off the front, as is Scott Riddell, who obviously made it back onto the group in time for the go, and he looks to be working hard, does Riddell, off the front. Now, obviously it is a pretty much all-out effort on the foothills of the KOM. Wilson trying to go with him, but it's Nisbet, Riddell, Wilson who we're seeing here. Trying to go with him is McBrien and Burns, new, lot of experience there. Whitford with a second at this stage, back to Barnett, Bailey, one more to Yap, who I'm not sure has been with us before, and possibly Barnett. Just drifting back at this stage, but as we all know, this is a marathon, not a sprint, so we'll keep progress on the newcomer Barnett. James New announcing in the start pen that he was here to do a FTP ride, looking for an FTP increase, so we'll see how that pans out. He's certainly pushing the front of affairs at the moment, with only Nisbet 2 to 3 bike lengths ahead there. New in the long blue socks, somewhat controversial, and fresh from a successful virtual Everesting ride. He's certainly been putting in the work, and now he carries the golden shaft right on the tail of Tom Nisbet, with Joel Burns moving up into third at 4.4 watts per kilo handicap rate. He's right on the wheel there. So Nisbet, New and Burns, although New now forging ahead. We're with Gary Wilson. Down, trying to chase down the trio of New, Nisbet and Burns. Gary Wilson working at 2.5 watts per kilo, so you would say that's going into the red at this stage, 165 beats per minute, but it looks like he's going to reel in this threesome up the front. So that'll make a group of 4 up the road to Matt Smith. This is Tommy Nisbet working hard. Look at the heart rate, 177. No doubting his effort levels at this stage, as New looks to press on. So the pre-game talk from James New was a FTP increase. It looks like he might be dragging the others to that as well. We've got there New, Nisbet, Wilson and Burns. Burns in the orange cap with a gap back. Matt Smith as we move ahead to the rollers, and it's still Nisbet and New and Wilson. The clock can't split them, so Nisbet, New of course with the beacon, and Wilson will just be off the wheel. There he is as James New accelerates. Setup is key here. The smart trainer riders will really have to press on down the hill as the resistance gives way. Dumb trainer riders can just persevere, but this is James New looking to attack and open up a gap on Nisbet, which he has done. 2 seconds to Nisbet and Wilson. Matt Smith tailing off now for 4th, and Joel Burns has tailed away further. He was on terms with the lead riders, but just falling away now and then to Whitford, McBrien, the Yap, Bailey and Riddell Barnett rounding out the field. And look, here's new, putting the doper under pressure, Kuduma. Love to see you back next time with an appropriate handicap. We're all in for all inclusivity here at the TBR. Big ring, and this is James New, 162 beats a minute, so perhaps deceptive. He was in the orange numbers there. So New looking to be a diesel engine sort of rider as he comes to tackle the rollers with a 2-second advantage over Nisbet to Wilson. And then Matt Smith looking to challenge for the podium at 4th currently. So as we watch the Spudmaster New just crest perhaps the last of the main rollers prior to the final little ascent, working hard definitely and pressing on the pedals on the downhill, but he does lead out Nisbet. Those gaps are deceiving there, and Wilson at this stage. Look at him pressing up the hill and over the rollers. Very impressive. James New taking his own event by the scruff of the neck here as promised. And working hard, and looks like he's gonna take it out at this stage. Although I see there maybe just easing up on that roller, maybe just struggling a touch. And Tom Nisbet, if he falters, Nisbet's certainly the man to take advantage of that, as he's pressing on now 3 watts per kilo, Tom Nisbet, and he looks to be closing down this gap actually. New still working hard, but Nisbet finding something extra. With, to be honest, a sprightly 92 TBR virtual spuds to his name. He goes past New. If you're being complimentary, you might say New's eased up. I'm not sure about that, as Tom Nisbet takes the tape. 92 kilos, Tom Nisbet wins the event, and it's going to be Gary Wilson second over the line, and surely New third. Oh, he's held up. He's laid up in front of the line. What a team captain. Joel Burns it's going to be next in third to Matt Smith then, and Whitford. I'm not sure what's happened to James New there, as McBrien takes ownership of the Golden Shaft late on. Here he is. Worked hard, but nothing especially good about his ride this week. Matt Smith also has laid up, is what's happened here. This is the Yap across the line. And Riddell, make no mistake, that would have been a powerful effort from Riddell, and it looks like Bailey and perhaps Barnett having some technical issues. So this is Bailey. We'll watch him over the line. Possibly the first TBR handicap event. All you can do is learn from it. If you don't win the first one, that's probably your best shot. But there we go. That is the TBR handicap for this week as we watch the Spudmaster New sitting patiently by the sideline. That is your list. Nisbet, Wilson, Burns, New, Whitford, McBrien, the Yap, Riddell, Barnett, there he was, Bailey, and Matt Smith bringing up the rear this week. As always, we hope you've enjoyed the video. We'd love you to join us on the Facebook group and come and have a ride. That's the best way to experience TBR. Deep, deep in the hurt box with the rest of us on a Monday night. We hope to see you there. Until then, it's bye now.